Welcome back to Windsor Chronicles, the royal podcast where tradition meets truth. I'm your host, and today we explore the fascinating lives of two modern royals walking one of the most delicate tightropes in the monarchy, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. They're not working royals. They're not rebels either. They live with one foot in and one foot out, a phrase that perfectly captures their quiet balancing act between royal duty and independent lives. But how did they get here? And how are they navigating the shadow of their family's controversies while forging their own identities? Let's dive into a story of resilience, reinvention, and quiet determination. To understand Beatrice and Eugenie's story, you have to start with their lineage. Born to Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, their childhood was bathed in royal glamour, yet shadowed by scandal. The York family's reputation has faced turbulent waters, from the Duke's controversies to the Duchess's financial troubles. And now, with the monarchy in an era of transparency and modern scrutiny, the princesses find themselves redefining what it means to be royal, without losing themselves to the institution or the press. Royal historian Richard Fitzwilliams once said that Beatrice and Eugenie are caught between their heritage and their independence. And perhaps that's true. Their royal titles come with privilege, but also expectation. For years, the royal press has condemned the idea of being half in, half out, a stance they once used to criticise Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. But Beatrice and Eugenie seem to have quietly achieved just that. They're private citizens with full-time careers, and yet they retain their HRH titles. They attend select royal events, support charitable causes, and maintain public poise, but without taxpayer funding or official working roles. Princess Beatrice, now 37, has spent over a decade in finance and investment. Her latest venture, Buy EQ, is an advisory firm dedicated to helping companies create positive global impact. Eugenie, 35, balances motherhood with her role at the prestigious art gallery Hauser and Wirth, and co-founded the anti-slavery collective, a cause close to her heart. In every sense, they are modern royals, professional, compassionate, and quietly determined to build their own legacies. But even as they thrive in their personal lives, the shadow of their parents looms large. Prince Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein has caused lasting damage, not only to his reputation, but to the family's standing as a whole. And though neither Beatrice nor Eugenie has any involvement, public perception often paints with a broad brush. Royal biographer Andrew Loney observed that they're loyal daughters, but they're also aware that loyalty has limits. Indeed, it seems that the sisters have quietly begun to distance themselves, Beatrice attending fewer events alongside her father, and Eugenie recently breaking her tradition of posting birthday wishes for her mother on social media. Such subtle moves may signal a turning point, one where self-preservation takes precedence over familial unity. Princess Eugenie's advocacy for human rights has taken her across the globe. Through the anti-slavery collective, she amplifies voices fighting modern slavery and supports survivors in their healing journeys. Meanwhile, Princess Beatrice's interests lie in education and technology. Her patronage of the Chartered College of Teaching and the Northwood African Education Foundation demonstrates her commitment to empowering the next generation through learning and innovation. They both serve as honorary patrons of the Teenage Cancer Trust, continuing a family tradition of public service, but in a quieter, more contemporary form. Their approach contrasts the grandeur of traditional royal life. It's grounded, personal, and deeply human. The York sisters exist in a royal limbo, not quite in, not quite out. They attend royal weddings, charity galas, and state functions when invited. Yet, they return home to their careers, families, and independent lives without royal protection officers or staff. Beatrice, a counsellor of state, may be called upon to perform duties if King Charles III is abroad or unwell, a rare privilege that shows the crown still values her loyalty. Eugenie, meanwhile, mentors the 35 Under 35 network for the King's Foundation, a role that connects her to the monarchy's future while maintaining her autonomy. Their dual existence represents the monarchy's quiet evolution, a blend of duty and individuality that resonates with modern Britain. In recent months, royal commentators have speculated about the sisters' next steps. Will they align more closely with the crown, or continue carving a life outside the palace gates? It's not an easy decision. Appear too close to their parents, and they risk being tainted by association. Distance themselves too publicly, and they invite criticism for disloyalty. For now, both have chosen discretion. No grand statements, no interviews, just quiet work and consistent dignity. Perhaps that, in itself, is their statement. The House of York has seen both rise and fall, from historical glory to modern controversy. But Beatrice and Eugenie's story may well be the redemption arc. They've proven that royalty can exist without extravagance, that service doesn't require a spotlight, and that resilience can be graceful. In a world obsessed with scandal and spectacle, their calm, grounded approach may be the monarchy's best hope for balance. Public opinion may shift, as it always does. For now, sympathy seems to favour the sisters, two women born into privilege but not without challenges. They are neither villains nor victims, just human beings navigating the weight of family legacy under constant scrutiny. And in doing so, they remind us that royal life is not a fairy tale. It's a constant negotiation between image and integrity. Looking ahead, the sisters' choices will shape not just their own futures, but the monarchy's narrative of adaptability. If they continue to thrive in their independent pursuits, free from scandal, driven by purpose, they may set the model for what the next generation of non-working royals could look like. Princess Eugenie once said in an interview, "We're just doing what feels right for us." And perhaps that authenticity is their quiet revolution. In a family defined by tradition, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have found freedom through balance. They serve without obligation and belong without dependence. Their story is not one of rebellion, but of renewal. A reminder that monarchy, at its best, evolves not through power, but through people. I'm your host, and this has been Windsor Chronicles. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and share your thoughts, because every royal story deserves more than just headlines. It deserves understanding.